Hey everybody, I'm Kelly and I'm answering your vegetable gardening questions in our series called Dig It. I know a lot of you still have snow on the ground, but here in Zone 7 it is starting to look like spring, which is very exciting. Okay, now on to your questions from last time. Wanda has a great one about gardening with kids. When introducing gardening to a 7-year-old, what are the best vegetables to start with so that the accomplishment produces a love of gardening? I love the idea of starting kids early with gardening. It helps to grow things that are quick and easy, and several spring plants really fit the bill for this. So I recommend starting with lettuce, peas, carrots, and radishes. All of these are easy to grow. They're easy to grow from seed outdoors, and they germinate and grow quickly. So start those outdoors as soon as 2 or 3 weeks before your last frost date. You can grow any of these plants in pots if you don't have the space to grow them in the ground. If you grow the carrots, you want to make sure that you have a deep container, or you can grow a short variety like short and sweet. It's kind of the same for the peas. If you grow them a regular variety, you're going to need to use a trellis, but you can also choose a dwarf variety like Tom Thumb, and that will help you get really good success in containers. Now here's a question about herbs. Alea asks, can you plant herbs all in one pot? If you're looking to grow some of the most common herbs, it's important to know first what season they grow best in, whether they're annuals or perennials, and what kind of soil and water conditions they like. Not all herbs are the same. Rosemary, thyme, oregano, lavender, and sage are all perennial herbs that like drier soil conditions because they're originally from the Mediterranean climate. You can plant those together and they'll come back year after year. Just be sure to look at spacing recommendations, as some of these can get quite large. On the other hand, basil, dill, cilantro, and parsley are all annuals that like a good amount of water, so you could grow those together. Cilantro and parsley like cooler weather, while basil and dill are more summer plants. They like the heat. Mint is kind of in its own category. It will come back year after year, but it will also spread a lot and take over your pot. So it's best to plant mint in a pot by itself. Josh is starting his summer plants from seed indoors and asked, do you have a favorite mix for repotting? My seedlings are ready to move up from their starter pots. I've recently been using this seed starting potting mix and I like it a lot. I wasn't sure at first because it does have larger chunks of organic material than I'm used to in a seed starting mix, but it seems to hold water really well and not dry out as quickly as other mixes. I'm stepping up some of my seedlings into larger pots too. I've been saving plastic containers to reuse for potting, so I'm not wasting so much plastic. If you try this too, just be sure to poke lots of holes in the bottom for good drainage. Now I want to show you a little problem in my garden. Brussels sprouts are a bit of an experiment for me. In my warmer zone, in Zone 7, you should be able to plant them in fall and keep them alive through the winter and then have them produce in late winter or early spring. So I've been using row cover on cold nights and keeping them alive, but they're not really thriving. I just spotted aphids on the sprouts of a few of the plants. That's a sign that they're not super healthy, but I'm not going to pull them up just yet. I'm going to knock the aphids off the best I can with some water and also spray with neem oil and organic insecticide. Then I'm going to fertilize and water the plants to see if they can bounce back. I may get Brussels sprouts or I may not, but I'll definitely learn something. All right, that's it for this time. What other vegetable gardening questions do you have? Leave them down below in the comments and I may answer yours next time. Also be sure to visit our website. You may find answers to your questions there, and you'll also find all of our past episodes of this series. Happy gardening and happy spring.